Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestant. Player one. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trevette.
Thanks, Johnny. Welcome to Jeopardy, everyone. Good luck to you in the Jeopardy round. For this game, the categories are as follows: rocks and minerals, literary characters, the old country, Monopoly, 1960s sports legends, and prefixes. Okay, let's get back into this. Player one, you make the next selection as we continue. Medically speaking, hemo, hema, and hemato all mean this. It's player one. Good. We return to you, player one. Before standard and marine, it means below. It's player one. That's right. Way to go.
Yeah! Woo!
Please pick again, player one. Before biography or graph, it means self. Player one. Correct. Player one, choose again. It puts the fire before technics and mania. Okay, player one. Sorry. The correct response is pyro. We return to you, player one. This prefix turns 1 byte of data into about 1 billion. Okay, player one. Correct. Player one, you pick again, please. A classic PBS kids series that taught reading shared its name with this Monopoly utility. Player one?
Yeah!
That's right. Way to go. Player one, choose again. Each time a player passes go, he collects this salary. It's player one. That is correct. We return to you, player one. A question mark is on the space in which you draw one of these cards. Player one? Right you are. Select again. Tokens that are household items include the iron and this sewing accessory. Player one? Good. Player one, you pick again, please. A railroad and an avenue are both named for this state. Player one? That's right. Way to go. We return to you, player one. In A Christmas Carol, the ghost of this dead partner is the first spirit to visit Scrooge. Let's hear it, player one. That's right. Way to go. Player one, back to you for our next selection. In A Scandal in Bohemia and other early stories, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle gave this physician a wife, Mary Morstan. Here's what we wanted. Dr. Watson. You again, player one. Sarah will present this clue.
John Tenniel depicted this Lewis Carroll title character in 1865.
Player one. You got it.
Yeah! Woo!
You again, player one. The invaders in this H.G. Wells novel are described as having tentacles and a peculiar V-shaped mouth. Here's the correct response. The War of the Worlds. Player one. Pick again. Ivan Petrovich Voynitsky is the title character of this 1899 Chekhov play. We're talking about Uncle Vanya. Please pick again, player one. Let's take it over to Sarah.
Shown here on the upper right, it changed its name in 1935.
Here's what we wanted. Iran. You again, player one. For its state mineral, Colorado chose rhodochrosite, which is a deep shade of this primary color. Let's hear it, player one. That is correct. Player one, back to you. This blackboard rock is formed when shale is subjected to immense heat and pressure. Player one. Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. The correct response is slate. Player one, back to you for our next selection. Galena is the principal ore of this metallic element, symbol PB. Okay, player one. Right. Player one, choose again. Scoria, a dark glassy rock created from this, is heavier than pumice and has bigger holes. It's player one. Sorry, that's wrong. Here's the correct response. Lava. Please pick again, player one. On the Mohs scale, this mineral can be scratched by every other mineral. It's player one. Yep. Please pick again, player one. It was Siam until 1939. Here's the correct response. Thailand. Player one, back to you. Until 1972, it was Ceylon. Here's the correct response. Sri Lanka. Player one, back to you for our next selection. It was the Khmer Republic from 1970 until 1975. Here's the response we were looking for. Cambodia. Player one, back to you. Until 1975, it was the Malagasy Republic. Here's the response we were looking for. Madagascar. Please pick again, player one. Between May of 1965 and March of 1967, he defended his heavyweight boxing title an amazing 9 times. Let's hear it, player one. That is correct. Player one, pick again. The most points a player has scored in an NFL game in the last 50 years is 36. By this Bears halfback on December 12th, 1965. Here's what we were looking for. Gale Sayers. Player one, pick again. Answer, it's the Daily Double. You are in first place. Decide on your wager, player one, and the clue. In the 1960s, 2 NBA players won MVP awards 4 times. Wilt Chamberlain and this Boston Celtics center. Sorry, that's wrong. Here's the response we were looking for. Bill Russell. Select again. In 1963, she appeared in her first Wimbledon singles title match under her maiden name, Moffat. The correct response is Billie Jean King. And now the $1,000 clue. On August 1st, 1964, this man, nicknamed Big Daddy, became the first in drag racing history to exceed 200 miles per hour. Here's the correct response. Don Garlitz. The Double Jeopardy round will begin right after this. Let's see what happens in Double Jeopardy with these categories awaiting the players. SNL actors in the movies. Have you ever seen the like? Notice the quotation marks on like. U.S. history. Name the poet. Energy. And South American countries. All right, if you're ready, it's Double Jeopardy time. Wayne Campbell. Here's the correct response. Mike Myers. Player 1, you pick again, please. Axel Foley. Here's the correct response. Eddie Murphy. Please pick again, Player 1. Joliet Jake Blues. Here's the correct response. John Belushi. We return to you, Player 1. MacGruber. Here's what we were looking for. Will Forte. Player 1, you pick again, please. Mrs. Primat Conehead. Here's the response we were looking for. Jane Curtin. Player 1, back to you. 5-word phrase repeated by Dorothy Gale when clicking her heels together in The Wizard of Oz. Okay, Player 1. Right. Player 1, you pick again, please. 3-word cliche used of exotic food. Ramona said it about rat on The First Survivor. It's Player 1. Good. We return to you, Player 1. In all this, the state or fact of being probable. Player 1? That's correct. Select again. Doppelganger. Here's the correct response. A look-alike. Please pick again, Player 1. Ovine. Here's the correct response. Sheep-like. Player 1, back. On August 21st, 1959, it became our 50th state. Okay, Player 1.
Yeah!
Yes. Select again. In 1963, he spoke of his dream that his children would one day not be judged by the color of their skin. Let's hear it, Player 1.
Yeah!
That's right. Way to go. You again, Player 1. Answer. The first of the Daily Doubles. You are in first place. Please enter your wager. And the Daily Double clue. It's the period from 1920 to 1933 when alcoholic beverages were illegal. That's correct. Player 1. Pick again. Here's Jimmy with the clue.
This U.S. company introduced the first TV dinner in 1954.
Here's what we wanted. Swanson. Please pick again, Player 1. Stephen Douglas proposed the act that repealed the Missouri Compromise and created Kansas and this territory. Let's hear it, Player 1. Correct.
Yeah! Woo!
Player 1. Pick again. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still. Player 1. Here's the correct response. Maya Angelou. Player 1, back to you. Wee sleekit cowrin timorous beastie, oh what a panic's in thy breastie. Here's the correct response. Robert Burns. You again, Player 1. There was an old man with a beard who said, "It is just as I feared." The correct response is Edward Lear. Please pick again, Player 1. A little learning is a dangerous thing. Drink deep, or taste not the Pierian spring. Here's the correct response. Alexander Pope. You again, Player 1. Drink to me only with thine eyes, and I will pledge with mine. Here's the correct response. Ben Jonson. Select again. In 1937, an explosion of this, unodorized, killed 300 people in a New London, Texas school. Player 1.
Yeah!
Yes. Player 1. Pick again. Here's Jimmy. He'll show you.
A windmill is a simple type of this, a machine with a rotor to turn flow into energy.
It's player one. Correct. Player one. Pick again. The Sequoia 1 nuclear reactor near Chattanooga is operated by this agency established in 1933. Okay, player one. Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. The correct response is the TVA. Select again. The SPR, the Strategic This Reserve, was created by the U.S. government in 1977. Here's what we were looking for. Petroleum. You get to pick again, player one. Answer. The other daily double. And you have the lead. What'll it be? Here is your daily double clue. Electricity can be produced by CSP, short for this solar power. It's done with mirrors. No, sorry. Here's the response we were looking for. Concentrating. We return to you, player one. This South American country was named for a man born in 1451 in Genoa. Here's the response we were looking for. Colombia. Player one, back to you for our next selection. Montevideo is its largest city. Here's the correct response. Uruguay. Player one, back to you. This country's almost 4,000-mile coastline is the longest of any in South America on the Pacific Ocean. Here's the response we were looking for. Chile. Please pick again, player one. It's the South American country whose capital city lies the closest to 0 degrees latitude. Let's hear it, player one. Yep.
Yeah! Woo!
Now let's take a look at that $2,000 clue, shall we? All right, here with the clue is Jimmy.
This country's Bahia mangrove ecoregion extends from Reconcavo to Todos os Santos Bay.
We're talking about Brazil. Good game. I'll see you for Final Jeopardy in a moment. So much depends on how you do in the Final Jeopardy category, which today is Ancient Names. You need to select your word. The Final Jeopardy clue is as follows. Appropriately, the name of this dramatist comes from Greek words meaning wise and famous. Let's see your response. And that will cost you. Here's what we were looking for. Sophocles. This makes you our new champion, player one, so congratulations. Good game. Thank you so much for playing.